Hello, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful humans. How are you? How's your Tuesdays going? Make a bit quiet. Hang on. Just the volume. That should be better. Excuse me while I sort things out. And so there you go, that's better. Didn't have a mic in that scene for some reason. Hey Furan, how's it going? I yeah, I am normally be doing like coding and stuff like that tonight, but I'm not really feeling in the brain space for it. So I'm also not really feeling the brain space for sticking on any games or doing any sort of live music production jamming nonsense like I normally do. So I kind of thought that I would maybe just write a tune, chat bollocks and write a tune, make something happen. You know what I mean? Just do it. Playing Pokemon so good. Nice. New Pokemon on the Switch or OG Pokemon? What's wrong with trying shite? I mean, it depends on the level of shite, to be honest. Super groovy Marvel mug. Which a new one, the remake of Diamond. The way Pokemon games work. It's like playing the new one. Yeah, the remake of that old one. That's the new one is the new one's the old one that's been remade into the new one. They don't make new Pokemon games anymore. Apart from Unite, but even that's just fucking League of Legends with Pokemon, really. But yeah, I thought I would maybe just make a wee tune. Just make a wee tune. Just chill out, hang out, and just work on a wee tune. But that would be a nice thing to do. That would be a nice way to spend Tuesday evening. How you finding it? Did you play Diamond when it was first out? Because like Pokemon's never a game series that I've just never got into. It's just not I don't know. It's not a vibe that I've ever really been in. It's an addiction. They got me hooked on the same old shout with flashy colours. They do that. That's Nintendo's like main method of making money is cultivating lifetime fans. Essentially, they just sort of, hey Seb, how's it going? Hello. What's all this then? Welcome in, Seb. I'm actually going to do something a bit different tonight from what I normally do, and actually just work on just writing a track. Kind of because we're going to be doing, like Seb and I are going to be doing an EP together. Sounded like that horrible David there. He is horrible. He really is. Imagine doing that to Liz on our birthday. That's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Getting Lemmy hate for a birthday present. But yeah, no, since we were going to be working on an EP together, I thought I would just do a wee bit of production. Just because I've not done any just sort of writing of a tune for a long time. Mostly I just do this sort of live performance stuff. If you're said I never played this one, I missed that version of Ruby Sapphires, don't feel too good buying it, no worries. Yeah, I mean, I find the way Pokemon games are named and numbered and arranged is just bizarre. But it's a series I've never really been into. If you ever want to do any early EP work on stream, by the way, feel free. Working on getting more recordings for you. Nice. Yeah, I think it would be good to have a wee chat about what we want to do, and sort of structure how we want to do it, I guess. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Excuse me. Um, but yeah, so I just thought I would kind of work on some nice floaty kind of stuff. Get a wee call together when we can. Yes, that sounds like a plan. Because I think it would be cool to have a sort of an idea of how we want the whole thing to sound. And all that kind of jazz. But we can chat about that. We can sort that. My people call your people. We can sort that out. Because I'm really excited for the all that jazz. I'm really excited for doing the EP. It's been a long time since I've worked with anyone as a sort of collaboration. And certainly a long time since I've worked with a vocalist to produce songs. Do you know what I mean, as opposed to just electronic things. And I think almost certainly the first time I've worked with anyone playing a ukulele, which is not a bad thing, not at all. But just from an electronic music perspective, a new thing. He's gonna be banging, man. Yeah, man. It's gonna be like pure banging beats and stuff. It's gonna be like fucking 300 mile an hour drum and bass banging. No, it's not really. Guessing it'll probably be quite ethereal and eclectic, I guess. But we'll see. So like I like this the sound that you have with the uke and your sort of vocals have got this really like just nice, honest kind of vibe. And I think that producing that with electronic-y things, I think it's going to sound incredible. And I can't wait. Can't wait to just go mental for it. Tasty tea, which is probably going to be all up in my face beard before long. Yeah, so I didn't really have any sort of idea before I came into doing this stream just now in terms of what I wanted to do. Like sometimes when I try and write music, I have like an idea in my head of how I want it to sound, and I try and create that sound from my head. But sometimes I don't, and I think sometimes when I don't, it's easier because I can just experiment and play and find how I feel through doing that. Whereas if I've got something in my head, it becomes quite frustrating if you don't manage to achieve that very quickly, because you're then like, oh no, I need to tweak this and I need to tweak that, and then you spend just fucking days just fiddling with tiny little parameters that aren't really making any fucking impact. So yeah, I thought that'd be cool. Because it's weird because I never really sort of talked about it muchly, but I have a thing called aphantasia, which means my brain doesn't perceive images. I don't see images in my head, but I can hear and create sound in my head quite easily. So when it comes to writing music, it's like I can bed kitty. I can like pre-create things, but then obviously getting synth and stuff like that to line up is not always easy. I can't see anything in my head, and it's one of those things that I found just fucking fascinating when I discovered that people could. It was one of those like really weird sort of moments when I was like sort of reading about it just by accident, I think, and then sort of realizing that that's how my brain worked and being like, what, you mean other people can imagine, like, see things in their brain? I thought that was just a turn of phrase when people said like using your third eye or your mind's eye and, you know, imagining things visually. I'm just kind of like, But it's not real. It's not a thing that actually happens, is it? Turns out it is. And it turns out that most people can do it. And it's just my brain that just doesn't. Which was a very strange experience to realise just how different human brains can be, and that mine was in one way, I guess, completely broken from everyone else's. It's funny how some people can speak in their mind and others have no inner voice. Yeah, it's the same sort of thing. Is that some people think purely conceptually, whereas I have a very specific inner monologue and the ability to create sound, essentially, in my head, the same way that people create visual things. Because I remember like going up to a guy that I worked with at the time and being like, it was just after I'd sort of just discovered that this was a thing, and talking to him and being like, so if you imagine a chair in your head, and he's like, and I'm like, how clear is that by comparison to how you actually see in the real world? And he's like, it's the same. And I'm like, this makes no sense to me. If I imagine something, then what happens is my brain will create that conceptually in my head. My inner monologue will describe it, and I get like a sensation of texture and like flashes of structure and flashes of images, but not an actual like 3D model that I'm like, that's a thing. Which is weird. Mostly because I do visual design, which doesn't, I can't wrap my brain around how that works, because I do visual design, I do UX design, and I do web design and graphic design and all that kind of stuff, as well as doing coding and development. And for me, it's more about like playing around with things in front of me, as opposed to preconceiving how I want something to look. It's like I can conceptualize something. How the fuck does that work? How does what work? Any part of it? The actual visualization part? Because Furan, if you have no idea, I've got a piece of information for you. Got a nice wee surprise. You might be as fucked up as me. But yeah, I do design, but I don't do design in my brain beforehand. I just play about with things, or like I'll conceive of an idea in my head, which will be more purely conceptual, like a sort of a feel that I want to achieve, or a certain style that I want to achieve, and I know I know what patterns create that style. I know what colours, what shapes, what sort of fonts and all that kind of stuff create that style, and then just sort of experiment, riff off that visually in front of me. That's fun, isn't it? That's one of those things it's bizarre. When I first realised that, and I realised that and it's like, where people are like, oh, everyone's different and everyone thinks it, but I'm like, this is like, my brain works in a completely different way from anyone else's, and this isn't even like a thing that's so like obvious. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not like my brain works so completely differently that I'm incapable of communicating with people or interacting with people. But on a fundamental level, I can't do a thing that the vast majority of people can do quite easily, which is see images in their head. That's why I always found it weird when people were talking about like reading books and being like, oh, it's amazing because it transports you to this fantasy land. And I'm like, I mean, I guess I conceive that I'm there. I can imagine the contextual data processing, I guess, of what that would be like, but I can't actually like see it in my head. People were talking about like reading Lord of the Rings and getting these like massive fucking beautiful landscapes, and I'm like, all right, cool. Guess that's why I don't read so much these days. Probably why I enjoy music more, because like music for me has a much more direct connection emotionally, because I think that's how my brain processes things more in terms of audio than visuals. But yes, if you ran any questions, feel free to direct them to Google with the word aphantasia and holy fuck. But yeah, so let's just swoosh ourselves over here so we can see. Yay! Look, it's Ableton. And I'm in a kind of chilled out kind of vibe, I think, in terms of production. Just making sure that the inputs are switched on for everything. Should be able to hear. Yeah, that was coming out. That's fine. Right, so I don't know what I want to start with. What do you think? We'll start with drums or a nice big synth. Nice big synth, I think. Let's grab ourselves. Wavetables generally what I sort of fall back on, because it creates a massive range of wonderful, wonderful things. Pads. I think that input is actually quite loud for you guys. I'm just going to turn that down a smidge. It should be better. I'm just going to turn my headphones down actually because it's a bit loud on me. Whoa. There you go. Very used to having my music turned up very loud because I'm doing live performance most of the time. That's nice. Now let's just get some drums quickly. Probably not going to use this. This is just for recording purposes. Alright. Let's just switch over to my... Yes, I don't have a mic in that scene because I normally am doing musical things that are coming through Ableton rather than coming through my mic directly. No, it's all good. I need to fix that anyway. Hang on. Turn that headphones down. So it's got a nice simple chord progression in D. I like playing in D. It's one of those. It's a key that I just find is really nice, warm, sort of. I don't know. Just like it's not like really excited. It's just like, yeah, it's good vibe. Okay, so let's just turn some of this down. A bit more reverb. Switch this back over to swoosh, Ableton. So that's a reasonably good start. And one of the things that I always find Was my mic stopped? Look at my mic stopped on. What a beautiful face that stopped on. What a beautiful, beautiful face that stopped on. Look at that. I look so natural and handsome there. Totally not just fucking weird. Yes, let's switch that off and back on again. Yay, it moves. It's better. One of the things I was finding weird about watching production streams, and it's the main reason that I never really do production streams, is that there's a lot of listening to the same loops, which is great if you're into it, but if you're not, it's kind of like, oh, this is just the same chord progression for the next 20 minutes, so I apologise. I'll try and be reasonably quick. Right, let's grab another instrument. I don't want a pad this time though. I always create pads quite early on because I like getting the chord progression and getting the sort of background before getting the foreground. I quite often aim for certain feels first, and I always find that like the pads are a good way to sort of set that bass level, not bass as in musical, but that sort of bass level vibe, I guess. Pianos and keys? No, I don't want a piano. Rhythmic. Bass melter. I can love able to name things. The problem with Ableton is a lot of the stuff is very specifically directed at like just fucking banging techno, which is fine because I write a lot of fucking banging techno, but at the same time it's not always well, it's called fake phone, but I like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, so I've got this chord progression. I should probably quantize this first. I'll leave that unquantized because with pads and stuff like that, sometimes it's better if they're more natural. Because if you quantize everything and make it very tight, then it ends up sounding very robotic, and it doesn't have that sort of human feel. But with this, I want this to be quantized because I'm going to use an arpeggiator, which is very handy just for creating arpeggios, because instead of basically playing all the keys, what the arpeggiator does is it sort of alternates between the notes, creates like an arpeggiated melody, and then you can make it just go up octaves as well. So it's kind of cheating if you look at it from a sort of writing organically kind of point of view, but B, very handy, so may as well. I'm going to try and alter some of the velocity, which is like how hard you're hitting the keys effectively, because that'll change some of the properties of the notes, just so it's not too samey the whole way through. Okay, now let's find an actual drum loop that we want to use. I might take the drum loop and chop it up and do more things with it. Something that's quite simple but quite bassy as well, I guess. Don't want anything that's going to cloud the mix. You know, if you've got drums that are like really involved or have like big splashy cymbals, then it sort of like coats everything in this kind of sort of sound that's quite hard to get away from. just going to leave that just now as like a sort of bass level starting. I want more space on this. A little more space on this as well. I'm just basically tweaking the synths now to try and see if I can find a nice middle ground between making them too shiny. Well, I can make this quite shiny. Yeah, that sounds alright. I might drop this down an octave and see what it sounds like. That's much better, yeah. So I'm going to use this arpeggiated melody rather than using that as like the main melody. I'm going to use that as like a sort of backing layer, and then create another main melody over the top that's actually, you know, riffing on things rather than just being an arpeggio. I might make this, push this up an octave and give me some space in the middle. Push up 3 octaves, to be honest. Like that. It's tinkly tinkly. Do you like tinkly tinkly sounds? It's one of those, like, I'm a total sucker for like big warm pads and tinkly things. One of the things that I kind of love doing is creating like a sort of quite distorted sort of bass sound, or like a sort of warm bass that's tinged with a bit of distortion, a bit of sort of edge to it, and then having like nice really plunky sounds over the top of it, because I like that sort of juxtaposition. Alright, cool, let's get ourselves main instrument. Know your drum loops. My little launch control that I normally use for doing all the fiddly stuff when I'm playing live has decided to break again, but don't need it just now, so just break as much as you want. Does that all the time though, it's really annoying. I don't know what it is. I've never been able to figure it out. I think it's like, I've got 3 instruments or 3 USB devices that all using the same driver, and I think they just play well with each other. It's the launch control that keeps breaking, and it's annoying because it's, when I'm performing live, it's the thing I use to control all my synths, which is kind of important. And any time it breaks, I'm like, I have to basically just unplug the USB cable and plug it back in again in order to switch it back on. And every time I do that, there's like maybe a 1% chance that I'm going to get a blue screen of death and just kill my computer. So obviously when you're performing live, that's exactly what you want. You know what I mean? You want to be in that like kind of situation. What I'm looking for, synth lead, possibly. Excitement is exactly Furon. It's just, it just keeps that feeling of just joie de vivre. Do you know what I mean? Just that, yes, let's go. Oh fuck, my stream's dead. Just that kind of thing, do you know what I mean? Gotta get it through somehow, exactly. Like, performing live isn't enough, do you know what I mean? You need to have that extra added bonus of this whole thing could fucking collapse at any second. I don't know what sort of type of lead sound I want for this. It's quite a sort of breathy sound that came in at the start that I'm like that kind of thing. Could be good. I'm trying to think how that would sit in the middle, because yeah, no, let's do that. Let's give it a whirl, shall we? Oh, this doesn't have any. Normally, like, these instruments are basically grouped. So you've got like the main instrument in here, and whoever's built this preset is mapped all the controls. So you've got like these handy knobs to turn that are like, these do nice things. Which is how I set everything up when I'm doing live stuff. I like take like an instrument and I map certain controls to buttons that I'm like, if I turn this, it's going to change like 5 parameters. But I know that I can get a lot of different expression through that. Because when I'm doing the live stuff, when I'm riffing on words that chat are giving me, I'm like, I need to have as much range of expression as possible, because people throw fucking nonsense at me all the time, which I love. It's the whole point. But it means that I need to be able to sort of use one instrument for like 5 different things. Cold tea. Num 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 num. Right, okay. Switch back to our overheads. You can see my lovely pajamas. Obviously working from home has its benefits. And that my office attire is Star Wars pajamas. Yeah. Sounds alright. Sort of sketchy melody, but I don't mind it. I also apologise for pushing the mic up and down. You can probably hear a lot of weirdness, and I apologise. Let's just increase. Take some of that noise off that. Makes you think of Mario for some reason. It's not a bad thing. The music in Mario was kind of amazing, to be honest. So I'll take that. I'll take that. Put that to the bank. Just gonna add some reverb. Okay, so what I want to do now is, like, that drum loop's handy to have, but it's just a wave file that I've got of a drum loop. A lot of which come from old functions and stuff like that. You take, like, normally have like a drum break before like a chorus or something like that, and it's like just a solo drum for a bar, and that's basically where breakbeat came from. Is people would take that one bar and loop that sort of breakbeat that's normally used as like a sort of a transition from one sort of style to the other. And people found a lot of sort of funk in that and went, oh, I like that. But what I want to do is I want to use a drum machine, create my own. Create my own drums. Just restart. Okay, so drum. I don't want a drum synth. No, I've got plenty of drum packs. I don't need to. These are all the drum kits I've got. Got enough. I think I can get through quite a lot. It's just this. So I want something that's going to have a nice, deep, like, sub-bass kick. And I want, like, quite curt, quite sort of short and snappy. Percussion for the rest of it. Just going to turn up. No. Because what I was thinking of doing was having like an electronic drum kit. It's going to be quite sort of like electro sounding and push that into like the sort of the sub bass and high end, and then have that drum break audio sample that I've got, chop that up for like the sort of mid-range drums. Okay, that give me an okay start. I can tweak the drums and everything once they're in, which is handy. That kick definitely sounded a lot lower. Just stretch it out. Okay. It's got a nice simple groove to it, quite like that. Add some sort of clicky hi-hats across the top. Yes, it's alright. What do you think? Not bad for... I mean, I've been live for 50 minutes, but I've been chatting balls for about 30 of those, so 20 minutes work. I'll do. It's not bad. This is one of the things I always get when I'm producing music, is I'll get like a really nice loop that's like maybe 4 or 5 bars, and then my brain goes, cool, done. I've just got like fucking like where is it? Ewan projects, right? These are unfinished ideas. These are the ones that I've organised, incidentally. These are ones that I've gone through and actually put into genre specific unfinished projects kind of folder. A lot of sort of techno, but they're only the ones that I've organised. These are the ones I haven't organised. Most of which are like 1 or 2 bar loops. This is like fucking 20 odd years of using Ableton. I've gone into that just fucking giant fucking thing, and not all of them are individual tracks, by the way. Some of them are projects that are live sets that have got their own sort of breakdowns of tracks within them that I created out of them. So there's a lot of stuff in there that's like an hour long live set. So just give me so many just fucking ideas that I start and then just don't finish, because like my brain's just like, yep, done, that's it. That's it, there's your 4 bar loop. Job's a good one. Okay, so what I want to do is let's just simplify this for progression into the base notes. Cool. What I'll do is I'll just record the progression. And then so what I'll do from here is like this is like the sort of performance view. Then you switch into the production view, which is horizontal. And that's where you sort of build up the actual structure of the track. So you sort of come in here and record. And that'll then write everything out in here. And that then allows me to sort of go from there and sort of expand on it. Then obviously I can just mess around with it from there. I find if I don't get this recording done early, if I don't like force myself into making this a structured tune, then it just stays. I just tweak a 4-bar loop for forever. So what I'll do normally is I'll record all this stuff out. And then when I'm in production sort of view, in the horizontal production view, I'll then go through and add variation and add different layers and effects and sounds and stuff like that. So this is just like laying down the basis for everything. Add a nice little break in here. Forget I can use my launch pad to actually trigger most of these sounds. Let's get a big bass drop. Or really not. Sounds alright. So just stop that there. Cool. Then I can switch in here. Now we'll use 3 minutes worth of recorded loops. Oh, it's automatically records because I had that channel switched on for the keyboard. It means that when you hit record, it actually just starts drawing out whatever you play in there. I always forget to just switch the channel off. Okay, cool. So I think what I'm going to do is just tweak this main melody. So I just switch loop on. Okay, so this instrument basically works with a sort of matrix of parameters, so I can change how much these envelopes affect different things, or how much these LFOs affect different things in this big matrixy blob. So what I'm going to do is just try and create a bit of sort of That's a slight digital crunch. It makes it a bit crispy. A bit crispy. Down a touch more. I know it's the lead, but I still want it to be balanced nicely with everything else out. Let's get up here. Yeah. That's sounding alright. What are you thinking? That sound good for yous? Going to do is add a drum bus on here. Yeah, this is basically just like an effects unit that just makes drums, so it pushes them in different directions to make them sound nicer. In this case, you can use it to make them just sound nice and fat. All I want to do is like that sound, but I don't like the sub bass on it, like the deep kick. So it's really relaxing. Sounds like a hand pan being played. Nice. Hand pans are very cool instruments. Very cool. If you're like, you know, an aging hippie with dreadlocks and stuff. So if I go in here, let's just take 3 here. Which for the record are expensive as fuck. They really are. They really are. Take some of that low end out of that drum loop so that the other drum loop can sound a bit clearer. So if I take this, let's just duplicate some here. That one to have the bass. Just so that there's a difference. So you hear this drum. Get a nice thud. Bass drum would be longer than that. Because it's playing samples, it's can't really stretch them out. I could add a bit of reverb to it. Yeah, handpans are weird because they're one of those instruments that's like, it's just very, very, very finely tuned pieces of metal that sort of makes them. I don't know how difficult it is to produce, but it's like they seem like they're very, very, very well tuned. I think they're quite easy to break as well, because if you bend any part of that metal, it's going to completely fuck the sound across the whole thing. Reverb, let's just get some basic reverb, but I just want it on this kick. No, it needs to be high. Decay time a bit longer. Yeah. I want it to be really quite long. Maybe not that long. Okay, let's filter that right down. That's good. I like that sort of low boom. That's adding. That should be okay. Yeah. Is clipping a bit. You can see here it's pushing right up into the red, which obviously don't want. Full like 6 decibels up in the red, which is quite a lot. So what I'll do for just now, just turn everything down a touch. I think the snap on this, because I've pushed the mid-ranges, pushing that quite a bit. Then obviously the bass dump that I've added to that kick drum is going to push quite a lot of stuff as well. Cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just record some different parts for that main melody. Now that I've got the kind of structure there, I kind of want to have like a sort of like that. I think that melody sounds okay as like maybe an intro or a chorus line. I don't want to have that just looping like that. Yeah. Okay, let's get back in here. Just realised I haven't had Ableton switched on, so you've not been watching any of Ableton, you've just been watching a reasonably empty screen. For that I apologise, but I'm now going to go back over there so you can actually watch me play keyboards and make sensible this. Stop that in melody, please. Yes. Not sure what I want to do with that. Of my light when I'm over here just fucking fades out into darkness because my camera's like, I don't know what to look at, man. Not sure what to do with this melody. I might just like hit record and then just start fucking about and see what happens. Oh, boss, Nintendo servers are dead, so your session is over. That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. Let's switch this back up and see if my camera works. Nope. Theme picture again. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see how bad this recording is. Just quantize the fuck out of that, please. I think I only want the first 4 bars. Yeah, I was trying to play some DVD earlier because it was like trying to sort of get into it, and there were some wonderful cunts in the Wonderful Cunt Club who were like going to set up like a sort of noob squad, people just to sort of get into Dead by Daylight after it was free on the Epic Store, and we were going to do that tonight, and it was going to be great, and then Dead by Daylight servers decided to fuck up and stop working. So that was fun. I think that's quite a nice little like break. Yeah, it was a bit annoying. It was one of those things that was like, everyone was just kind of like, bit of Ableton, absolutely. Not James Acaster, just a smidge. It's been a while since I've done any like production, so I thought let's get some production on the go because my brain's not in a coding brain space tonight. How you doing though? Welcome. Yeah, I was just saying to Furan there that was like trying to play some Dead by Daylight earlier with some pals in the cunt club, and the servers weren't working, and it would have been like the first game for the most of us. It was like going to be a like total noob squad, like yeah, let's get into it, and then Jeff Bezos is like, no, we're going to fuck over the AWS servers and just break everything, which was nice, which was super nice. Certainly also DL'd the trial view. No worries. It's a very powerful tool that I've been using for a very, very, very long time. So if you ever need a hand with looking at things, feel free to give us a shout. I'm more than happy to spread my wares. I'm happy to folks out, I guess. Let's use this for the break. Who do you think his doesn't realise we're fun about having to eat exactly? Because there was loads of good cunts that were wanting to get some DVD on the go, and just wasn't happening. So this is where we are. Not James Acast. I started this 40 minutes ago from scratch. Just try to get something done. Because not like normally I'd be working on my pinball machine, but my brain's just not in that mind zone. Can't think, mate, let alone concentrate on talking. But yeah, like Ableton's a phenomenally good piece of software. It's one of those things. It's very easy to create quite quickly with it. I find it's quite intuitive and it's quite easy to use. Okay, so what I want to do with this, split that out. It's just these second parts out of that, so it has more of a lead in. Yeah, I've been using Ableton for possibly like 2 decades, maybe not as long as that. Certainly about at least 10 years, probably closer to 15. And it's just lovely. It's really good for performance as well. It's been really good for like actually sitting down and producing stuff. It can do everything, mate. It can do everything. Let's just try it. Just need to tweak this a bit too. It's a bit too breathy. Like, I like the sort of breathiness at first, but then it just started getting a bit too like wishy-washy, I guess. Be slapping that resonance up too high and get big squeaky noises. Right, I might actually swap this instrument out for something else. Yeah, let's listen to the funk. I like that a lot. Yeah, it's got a nice vibe to it, I think. Hear some noises upstairs. Check my phone to make sure I'm not being too loud. Being alright now. Okay. So I like the way that that new sort of lead synth has got like a nice bit of variation to it. So this these LFOs doing. What's this LFO? It's got this like odd shaping. You can see it like tweaking these filters. That's what's creating that sort of nice weird bounce to it. I like that. I like that a lot. Not James. What kind of stuff do you produce yourself? Is it like electronic kind of gears, or you planning on recording external instruments? Like Ableton's just as good for either. But it's designed as a sort of production tool for any electronic stuff, but you do whatever the fuck you want with it, mate. Electro, I guess it's just for whatever jam. No worries. There's a lot of really good, like most of the time when I'm doing stuff, hopefully, vocals. You're like, hopefully, it's like, I mean, if you're the one that's using it, you can choose not to. You can choose not to put them in. Entirely up to you. But yeah, there's a lot of really good like instruments that are pre-baked into Ableton if you get like the full version. But at the same time, you can put VSTs in there and just grab fucking anything. I use mostly just the presets. Not the presets, the instruments that are there, and then build my own stuff. So VSTs are plugins. So VST is like a sort of a format of device. There's also VSTs. There's loads of them. Like VSTs have been around for a long time, so there's a lot of banks that you can get, and there's a lot of free ones. Like all the ones that I've got here are free. And they all do various different things. Hang on, if I just duplicate. If I duplicate that, let me just solo this and then just get some of the VSTs that I've got on. So these are all like external stuff that are just made by people. This one's incredibly complicated, as you can see. Most of these are pads. I've got this, which is emulating the Commodore 64 chip. Now is the time for pushing buttons. I love pushing the buttons. Push all the buttons. Push all the buttons all the time. Yeah, it does have serious Fib Ribbon vibes. That was a great game. I fucking love that. It's one of those games that I had, and I don't know what's happened to the disc for it, which is annoying because it's a bit of money these days. This one's doing drums as well. Yeah, I had the full game for Fib Ribbon, and it was amazing. Caught you off guard. Sorry if you're in listening to this full volume. Yeah, no worries, James. Or not James, I should say. Just Google like free VSTs, and there's millions of things out there. Depending on what kind of thing you want stuff to sound like. Some of them have got like, some of them are like freemium, and they'll often like pop up with like loads of messages. There was one that I used to have that it was like a sort of rhythm based thing, so you could create like drum loops and all this kind of cool stuff in it and like tweak all the sounds, but to stop people playing live with it, I think it was every 15 minutes it stopped the audio, and then you just got this vocal sample going, "Please buy the Microtonic." And it would cut back into your drums. So if you're using it live, it was just like every 15 minutes, it was just like, he's not paid for this, by the way, he's pure black this. Do you know what I mean? Everyone in a club, man, get him to help. But yeah. I think that one's actually broken my audio engine, because as you can see, there's no stopping, there's no doing it. Let's just switch that off and back on again, shall we? There you go. Still broke. It's just part of the beat. I did actually I didn't actually sample it. Twisted it about. I never used it, but I was planning on doing that. I think that VST's actually maybe crashed Ableton. No, it's still working. One of the things about getting VSTs, they can break stuff. Yes, I want to save the changes. Will you let me? Yay. Twitch. Let's just call this tracks on stream. Anyone want to name this? Anyone feel like naming what we're up to? I always find it really difficult to think of names, especially retrospectively. It's like once you've sort of created a vibe and created a feel, it's like that's hard to define after that, because it's like it feels how it feels and it is what it is. My brain's like, I can't describe that. I think that's why I like doing the music streams where I start off with a word, because then it's like, but try to describe something afterwards with a word. My brain doesn't work. Very tempted just to call it Twitch track 1. Because one of the synths is called Glitter Synth. I was that close to naming it Glitter. And then I remembered Gary Glitter and went, yeah, best not. Just in case. Just in case. Gentle electrify. I'm just reading words now that I've got in front of me. Just thinking, do any of these fit? Let's just call it modified. Again, just reading fucking words in front of me and being like, yeah, I could use one of these. Don't know why that VST crashed. It does happen sometimes, but it's quite rare. He says, knowing that it happened like 3 seconds after he started looking through them. Let's get my face up while I fix this. Whoosh. Look at my face. A big, beautiful, shiny face. Yeah, I was saying this the other day. It was quite weird that, like, these are gaming headphones. These are not particularly expensive, just gaming headphones. And I use these for doing music. And when I'm playing games, I use these headphones, which are DJ headphones. But I find they create a lot of, they add a lot of colour to the music. They make it very mid-rangey, which is really good for DJing because you can hear the snap of each beat. But it's really bad for doing production because it's like you can't hear any bass and you can't hear a lot of other stuff very well. So you end up just kind of like fucking a lot of stuff up. And switch. Yeah, look at that, we've got Ableton back. And it works and everything. So I might want to change up this pad sound. Let's give it a bit more presence. I mean, I could just turn it up, I guess. I want it to sound a bit brighter though. Very quiet in comparison with everything else in the mix. I do actually need to go to the bathroom. I will be back in a second. Hey, Connie, no, welcome. Like the vibe, like the vibe of this track. Thanks. Let's get the face cam. Whoa. My face up close. Yeah. How you doing? How's it going? How's your Tuesday night? Yeah, I'm quite liking the sort of the general vibe of just doing a nice wee chilled out kind of tune. Don't normally do much sort of production stuff. You know, mostly it's just sort of live performance. I do on stream. But I thought, I mean, I wasn't really feeling like coding. Might as well just write something. Let's get back into it. I'm just trying to make this sound a little bit sharper. Let's get ourselves up here, shall we? I don't know if it just needs to be louder. It's pretty much as loud as it let me go. Okay. Just tweaking. Not too bad, pretty tired. I think it's a flu jab. Yeah, I'll do it. Can knock it out, you. I used to get them. Flu jabs because I've got asthma. I've not had asthma I had bad asthma for a long time, so I've stopped taking the flu jab. But it usually fucks me up pretty bad. To the point where I'm kind of like, I could just get flu. It's fine. Not really though, because I have had proper flu, and if you right up, properly fucking destroys you. Well, I'm doing good things. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I just wasn't feeling vibes for doing codey stuff because my brain's not in that space. I was hoping to get some DVD in earlier on your pal Pandora's stream, because they were going to be streaming the Cunt Club Noob Squad. It was basically just going to be all the people who never played DVD, try to get some DVD going, and yeah, the servers decided to fuck up. I don't have anything like asthma, but I had flu once and can't confirm it makes me for 2 days. It's fucking brutal. Like, do you know that way when you get like colds and you know you get that fucking weird, oh it's man flu, you're dying, all that kind of stuff. It's just like there's a massive fucking difference between cold and the flu. I remember when I had it one time, I actually lost a job because of it. Well, I say I lost a job because of it. I lost a job because I'd phoned in sick too many times because I was hammered at parties. But I was in like that sort of 6-month probationary period, and like they said at the start, it was like, when you're in this 6-month probationary period, you can phone in sick twice. And in my head, I was like, right, okay, cool. I can push the boat out a couple of times during this, and then it's fine. And after the second time, I was like, right, okay, I've got a couple of weeks. I mean, as long as I don't fall ill during that time, I'll be fine. And then I got fucking flu about a week later, and I didn't even phone in sick. Not because I just assumed I was fucked anyway, but because the flu had fucked me up so badly, and my phone was on the other side of the room, and it was like, literally like fucking, you know, get out of bed and walk 2 steps, and I was just like, can't do it. Can't fucking do it. Just couldn't move. Just totally couldn't fucking move. Like a day and a half, just fucking absolutely brutal. Never had a flu jab before, but with COVID, and I've had colds everyone's had this year, not risking it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. My wife Or if we get in the flow jab, she just need to rebook it. But yeah, it's like the flow jab always kind of knocks you in your arse, but it's like I'd much rather take that than actual fucking flu. But none of this like pure, oh, I've got man flu. I mean, like the flu is just fucking harsh. Oh, that's good. Bit of resonance. Just lifts, sharpens it. Let's see how that sounds with everything else. I was worried it was going to interfere. That's good. So we can add hundreds of reverb to everything. Just smack the reverb right up. What I want to do actually is change, because Ableton always sets you up with just like their basic reverb unit. I don't want to delete the whole channel. I just want to delete the reverb. But I have Max for Live, which is a very, very, very useful thing for building sort of extensions and interesting instruments and stuff like that. I've never got my brain fully around actually making instruments, because I'll show you this. Max for Live is fucking wild amount of stuff that you can do with it, but because you can basically just build your own instrument from scratch. You can be like, okay, put an oscillator here and then feed that into this filter unit and yada yada yada, kind of modularly, but it's all done in sort of coding. You opening? Starting Max header, taking your time, making me look a bit of a dick. Thanks for that. Fucking see this? It's just fucking program. Don't know what it's all about. No, I do not want to see what's new. For God's sake. Just fucking minimizing everything. Oh well. Can't fucking get the window up. You can basically build your own instruments with it. Or your own effects units, your own whatever the fuck you want. I've just never wrapped my brain around how to actually make it work. But this convolution reverb unit is just a lot nicer than the sort of default. You've got a lot more control over it as well, which is good. I like having control over things. That's sounding quite nice. I want to make this arpeggio that I sort of started with a little bit sharper as well. Now that I've got everything else kind of sitting in the mix, I'm kind of like, let's just give this a bit more prominence. I want it to be quite short though. How short is that? Isn't it alright? Bring this volume up a little bit. Let's just take this right back to the start and just see what we got. Because I'm quite liking it. enjoying it, do you know what I mean? It's like he's sitting nicely with me. Sometimes as well, when I'm working on things, it's like I need to not look at Ableton and switch my brain off from it, so that I'm listening without looting my brain with what's expecting to come up. And it's the same when it comes to producing things. Sometimes I have to like not work on a track for like a couple of weeks, so that I can sort of unlearn how it's produced and listen to it cold, and then get a much better idea of how it sounds objectively. It's quite often when I'm in producing, it's like I'll spend ages just like tweaking tiny fucking details that are like almost fucking inaudible. Duran, thank you very much for subscribing this time and giving me those Benzos bucks. Hey Dip16. Reminds me of Deep Forest. Don't think I know Deep Forest Special. Is that an artist? I'll have to give him a wee switch. Thank you very much, Fionn, for subscribing with the old primes. Jeff Bezos and all that. That you are, you know, very greatly appreciated, and enjoy your wonderful emotes and all that. Excuse me while I scratch my face. But yeah, Dip, just thought I would just make a nice little groove tonight. I like that sort of the random variations on that synth. That sort of creates a nice sort of texture to it. This is one of the things, this goes back to what I was just saying as well. Quite often when I get to this sort of point in producing a track where like it's almost done, and I'm very tempted right now just to like finish this, just like, you know, tail off the end and sort of go, right, okay, cut, press, done. I know there's a lot of stuff in here that's overly simplistic, and a lot of stuff that I want to make have more variation and want to have a more sort of punch, or more rise and fall, rather than just being a straight groove constantly. And a lot of times I think it's easier, or not easier, but better to like write out the bare bones, write out the structure. I've spent enough time, I want something fresh, pretty much, yeah. Because it's like, if I write out the bare bones and the structure and I kind of know what I'm aiming for, then when if I stop working on something and come back to it like a few days or like a week or two later, then I'm listening to it fresh and I know what's missing, or what needs to change much easier. It's like my brain is disconnected from it, so I can kind of like see what it needs a lot easier. It's like, yeah, coming out with fresh ears is always helpful. So let's save this just now. Let's work on something. What else have I got? It's literally all of the stuff that I've been doing recently is just constant live sets. Apart from that, for the Scottish Geek, which is a good wee tune. That's the track I've been working on with Seb, which is me sort of doing some production to her song Phase, which is very nice. Then this is music that I've written for a video I was producing at work. For fucking scheming to sell electric cars. And then some remix that I did. But it's obviously you can just see constantly all I'm doing is just live set, live set, live set, live set, live set. Oh yeah, and then this, which I'm not going to play, hopefully ever, because it's possibly the worst thing that I've ever done, but it was deliberately done badly. Let me just make that very clear. Deliberately made something just fucking awful. Because there was word request. Ooh. What to do with it though? Just like perform a live set, or that's not what I would do with that, or I could just quickly write something. Yeah, because I do the word requests when I'm doing my live performances, because that's all just constantly improvised, and non-stop. Oh, you mean the fart in your pants? Was that a request? No, it wasn't. It was a video maybe a week and a half ago, by some fucking idiots on a train, who were trying to do like a viral video, flash mob kind of thing, where they were moaning about wearing masks and basically saying that wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. And then they sort of all get up and start like walking down this train, like I say singing's very fucking generous. There's like 8 of them and every one of them's in a different key. It's just fucking awful. Like from start to finish, every part of it's fucking hideous. So I was like, I'm going to take that and I'm going to do a remix of it and like send it to them on Twitter and be like, hey guys, you can connect with the youth with this like really cool remix I've done, but just make it fucking shit. Just complete and utterly bollocks. It's bad, God, you know, in it. It's so fucking bad. It's Jeremy Corbyn's brother, apparently, that made it, who's in it as well. What's his name? I can't remember. Fucking morons. Yeah, they really are. Piers, that's it. Piers Corbyn. I remember seeing a comment underneath it. It was like, it's amazing that you're the second most, you're the most annoying Piers. Given Piers Morgan, that's quite a high accolade. But like the thing's just, it's so bad. Just so bad. And when I was making the tune, I was like, I need to be very careful here not to do something that's accidentally funny. I need to make this like actually offensive to my own ears. Not seeing it sounds boufing. Honestly, Furan, it's it's just utterly bollocks. No, I made a video for it as well. Hang on, I'm gonna find it because I want to hurt my brain. Here's the old tweets. Hang on, I need to switch headphones for this as well. Thought he looked like Corbyn. Yeah, it's his brother. Hang on. There you go, got my normal gaming headphones on. So I apologise fully for this. I apologise unreservedly. But this is genuinely one of the worst things that you'll ever hear. And see. But Furan, enjoy. I did some like really stupid edits this as well. Again, try to make it look as bad as fucking possible. Oh, hang on. Just realised the desktop audio isn't switched on. Yeah. So I keep the desktop audio switched off so that like any audio things from Windows don't play through. Bad. Also, it's probably better that it's switched off.
You know, wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. Wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. Wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. Wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. Wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers.
So yeah, again, I wanted that to sound that bad. Resist Dubai, yeah, totally. Getting cult vibes from that did. Yeah, like 5G mind control, 1,000,000%. But like, the thing is, right, when you see them all sort of laid out, every single one of these people, I know Connie knows bad in it, like fucking genuinely getting some Syriac vibes. That's probably fair, actually. Yeah, Syriac does do some pretty twisted things. In my head, it was sort of slightly Chris Morris. Like when I don't know if anyone's seen Jam, the TV series that he did, that's just just fucking mental. But that was kind of what I was aiming for with some of the stuff that he did in Jam. But like, let's even get a picture of them all. But like, every single one of these people is like, you know that if you were in a pub or any other social occasion and any single one of these people came up to talk to you, you'd instantly just be like, you're the worst human. You know, that way it's just like you just get instant, just fucking complete and utter twat from every single one of them. I have this guy that's fucking screaming freedom and her arms are freedom. You're like, mate, you're creating a fucking really terrible quote unquote protest song about having to wear a fucking piece of cloth over your face to stop infecting people with a potentially lethal fucking infection. Like, you're not having any of your freedoms taken away. You're just being asked not to be a fucking arsehole. Every single one of these idiots is like, oh, I'm an arsehole. I am a complete fucking dickhead. I want to maintain my right to be a complete fucking dickhead. I apologise wholeheartedly and unreservedly for subjecting you to that. So the best thing about it is it's under 2 minutes, so it's not long. At least it's not long. Just a complete and utter rogues gallery of absolute cunts. Every single one of them. So this is what the story, at least they all caught COVID. Yeah, 1,000,000%. Like, I remember when I saw there's just no context, Robert Kopp. I fucking love Robert Kopp. Robert Kopp's the best. Sydney Belford therapist session. No, just not. Let's get that off my fucking screen. This was enough. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I had to sit right in that. I didn't have to, but I did. Probably shouldn't have. As far as jokes go, it was not exactly an absolute banger, but I just I when I heard them doing their sort of their attempt at making this kind of protest sort of flash mob, I was like, if any of them share this, like if I do this remix and any of them share this in sincerity, I'll have fucking absolutely made my life. But sadly it wasn't to be. Sadly they saw right through my cunning ruse and realised that I was completely taking the piss out of them. Which is fair. But yeah, I love when you said earlier, it's like, I mean, I thought it started alright, and I'm like, it did. I had a kind of round of applause for making the most horrible song. Yes. Thank you, Connie. No, thank you. I will take my award, give a little speech. This most horrible song that Gonnie Knows ever heard award I want to dedicate to Piers Corbin. You're a cunt, Piers Corbin, and every single one of those people in the video with you is also a cunt, but not a good cunt. Not like not a way like you get good cunts. Like, you're just cunts. A lot is. And if anyone watching this, either live or on the VOD, has any problems with the usage of that word to describe these people, just watch the original video. Just watch the video they did. And I'm reasonably sure within like at least 5 seconds you'll be like, yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. They are cunts. Just absolute dickheads, every single one of them. So, thank you. Hey, Pandora. Not cunt club cunts. No, these were genuine cunts. Genuine cunts. Pandora's come in. Actually, we need to show them the upper class cunts, not class exactly. Yeah, no, I need to show Pandora that video, right? So shall we show them the video that we just made? That I just showed everyone. Does anyone want to see that again? No. No, Pandora. I did a piss take. Yes, it was great. No, you missed something not cool. I don't know if you saw the video that Piers Corbin, Jeremy Corbyn's brother, made with a bunch of absolute wankers on a train, where they were saying that wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. Well, I took that and turned it into the worst piece of music. He's all up for it. He's all up for hearing it again. So I mean, I made a video as well, and I apologise wholeheartedly for this. Unreservedly, 100%. But yes, this is the worst thing you'll ever hear. Guaranteed 100%. This is the worst thing you'll ever hear. Deliberately so.
Do you You know, wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. Wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. Wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. Wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. Wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. What is it like? It's like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. What is it like? It's like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. Wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. Wearing a mask is like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. What is it like? It's like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. What is it like? It's like trying to keep a fart in your trousers. Come New World Order, we've never followed any of your massive tracks, and we never will. Resist, defy, do not comply. Resist, defy, do not comply. Resist, defy, do not comply. Freedom, freedom.
Yeah, you can all I was going to say you can all blame Pandora, but everyone else in chat was like, yeah, get ready for it, let's go. So they're so off key hearts. Honestly, Furan, it's staggering just how insanely bad they all are together. I don't even know how it's possible for them all to be out of tune in so many different ways. Also, Furan, there's no refunds on that sub. Certainly, so it definitely is something. How you doing, Pando? How you doing, pal? Welcome in, and apologies. You can still feel it reverberating in your skull. I'm sorry. I am deeply, deeply, deeply sorry. But I spent about an hour making that music and about an hour making that video. So imagine for that full hour when I was making that video, I was listening to that on repeat. Which is fair because I made it. So it's my penance for having made it at all was the fact I had to listen to that fucking constantly looping. Imagine what kind of man would emerge from that experience. Gone, no. He's a sub to never subject us to that nightmare again. Okay, I promise I won't. I promise I won't. I might add it as a channel point redemption for like 1 million channel points. You know, we like Lemmy's got the whole like offer 1 million channel points, you can become a VIP. I might do the anti-VIP and be like, okay, for 1 million channel points, you can have your brain ruined by this fucking thing. But yeah, how you doing, Pandora? I want to see the track universe is probably better. Probably better. But yeah, me and Pandora and some other wonderful cunts were hopefully going to be playing some DBD earlier, but then DBD decided not to work, which was fun. Because Jeff Bezos fucked it, because he's a big dickhead. For my channel points, you could be the most hated person in the stream. Exactly. And hopefully by the time I get to people having 1 million channel points, there will be like at least 1 million people in the stream to have their brains ruined. At least 1 million. 2 million would be good, but at least 1 million would be awesome. Subject them all to that pain simultaneously. Doing alright. Bud was disappointed about DVD, but had some good fun with Phasmo. Nice. Yeah, I hung around for a little bit. But then it was like, I had to get myself ready for streaming. And then I was like, I don't know what I want to stream. Because normally I do like coding and stuff like that on Tuesday nights. But I just wasn't in the headspace for doing any development. And I wasn't in the headspace for playing any games. And I wasn't in the headspace for doing my sort of music performance. So I just thought, I'm going to write a tune. And this is what we've got so far. I've got the wrong headphones on. That's better. Appreciate people coming in for however long. Yeah, it's always good. Always good. It was funny though, like the whole time I was in chat, I was like, I could just jump in a Discord call. It would have made more sense. But then when I realised that the servers were broken for DVD, I was just kind of like, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Yes, this is the soothing balm after the shocking, ridiculous piece of nonsense that I've made. So this was all made on stream tonight, maybe about an hour and a half's work. Alright. Let's make that. It's quite nice though, I quite like it. It's lovely. Thank you very much. I do like it. It's like that was the kind of headspace that I was in. I was just like, let's just make something just nice and vibey. Because I'm going to be doing an EP with Seb, and I was kind of like, I want to get back into that sort of production space, and just kind of get more time, I guess, just sort of working on something that's not me just jamming nonsense for hours like I normally do. I quite like this. Of course, I'm biased as fuck. Of course, I'm going to say that. It's like, yeah, I wrote a piece of music that I hate. Listen to this if I close my eyes and listen. It feels like cool water dripping down my spine. Thank you very much. It's very, very, very kind. That is a very similar comment to something that my mates used to describe a piece of music that I'll stick on actually because it's stunning. A guy called Radioactive Man, who's phenomenal, like really, really, really incredible producer. They described it as serotonin dripping down your spinal column, and I'm like, yeah, it really is. Let me just see if I can find it. Radioactive Man. Good night, Martin.
In challenging times, Dropbox helps businesses adapt, giving you terabytes of storage, real-time collaboration, and secure file sharing to bring teammates together.
Yada. Bullshit. So this is one of my all-time favorite pieces of music. This is so lush. Hello, Ash Flaps McNulty. Welcome. How you doing? We're currently listening to some very just spine-tingly vibes, I guess. The thing that I find funny about this is we booked Radioactive Man for a few gigs and sort of kind of got to know him a little bit. And he's just a lovely, lovely guy. This tune's called Good Night Martin. So we were like, just chatting to him after one of the gigs that we booked him for. And it was like, so you see that Good Night Martin track? Because like, this is always one of those like very end of the sort of night, you just stick this on and just kind of like, just go off into your sort of nice, happy, sleepy time. And we're like, what's that tune? What's that tune about? Who's Martin? And he was like, oh, Martin's my dog. And we were like, oh shit, did something happen? And he was like, oh, I just wanted to say goodnight to him, so I just wrote a piece of music to say goodnight to my dog. And we were just like, that's the most lovely thing ever. Just made it. Just like, bye. How are you doing, Ash Flaps McNulty? You having a good one, pal? I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, this is just lush. Just pure dripping, spine tingly nonsense. It's so nice and pretty. It's good just back and forth, great at each other, and it seems you have the vibes. I do, thank you very much. Wouldn't make me saying this kind of stream would make a cracking show format for your voice compliments still use it so well. Show podcasty kind of thing. I could definitely make that happen. Hello, you are listening to Chill Out Vibes with Guspo. I am currently listening to some Radioactive Man. Take it away. I'm doing very well. Ash Flats. Do you mind if I call you Flats? Yeah, no, I'm doing good. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I quite like the idea of having a more chatty kind of stream. You certainly mean cold words. Alright, we're all friends here. We're all friends here until I play that video that I played like a few minutes ago, at which point everyone will fall out with me and then it would all go to fuck. But yeah, Pandora, me and my wife, Cade, she's not streamed for a while because she started a job which has got very, very, very long and brutal hours. But we just sort of started doing these streams that were like sort of podcasty, chatty kind of streams where we're just sort of talking about video game stuff in very different ways. So I think having something that would be music related would be quite cool. Yeah, no, Kate's doing very well. She's up very early tomorrow, very, very, very early. So she went to her bed at like literally like 8 o'clock tonight. Because like the hours that they're doing, she's like working in she's working on a shoot for a TV show, and it's nuts. Like minimum 10-hour days, but just starting at like silly o'clock. Yeah. 8 PM. In bed 2 hours before the wee man. But it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like a really good job, really good experience, but the hours are just absolutely nuts. They were doing night shoots a couple of weeks ago, and she would be starting at like midday, 1, 2 in the afternoon, and then doing like a 10-hour shift or a 12-hour shift until midnight, and then coming home, and then basically just rinse repeating that for a couple of weeks, which just it's crazy. And she's not even there as long as some of the other people in some of the other departments, and it's just filming stuff is crazy. You don't realise just how wild it is until you see it firsthand. Let's give this another wee whirl. I've got the wrong headphones on, so there you go. But yeah, I had considered doing some sort of podcasty kind of streams, but about music production. But I think that's quite niche. suppose it just depends on how interested people would be in hearing how music production works and how music theory works and all that kind of stuff. Because I always find it fascinating. I remember watching fucking Roscoe plumb a bathroom on stream. No fucking interest in plumbing, but it's good to find out how it works. Do you know what I mean? Hey, Octorob, you'd listen. I might just fucking do it. Because I've been trying to think of something to do with my Sunday streams. I think it could be quite a good Sunday vibe. How you doing, Octorob? How you doing? Welcome. Categories grown quite a bit on Twitch. You could easily transport content like that over to other platforms. Yeah, totally, that's true. Get all them YouTube dollars. Yeah, like I tried doing like my music stream that I do when I'm doing sort of performance, it's all improvised and I'm kind of jamming. I tried doing that on a Sunday where I was like chatting my way through what I was doing. And just try to deep dive into the sort of the production techniques and stuff like that, and how I was getting from the word into the sound, if you know what I mean. I got very distracted very quickly. It's like, we'd be talking my way through bits and pieces, and then like a couple of minutes later I'm just like fucking lost in drums and synths and just kind of wobbling about. I think if I had something more structured though, if I did it like a podcast where I could take an individual style or a piece of music and break it down, or sort of a band's sort of style and break that down, that could be interesting. I put up on the Twitters to sort of change up my Sunday stream, and one that came out on top was me hosting a D&D session, which I would still love to do. I think that'd be cool. Because I love DMing. Any good like sort of RP kind of stopgap kind of thing. I didn't pitch the idea of doing a sort of talk showy music-y thing. Might take you up in that. Might just take you up in that. Yeah, also I'm doing good. Myself, I normally do like software development on Tuesday nights. Just wasn't in the brain space for it, so I wrote this instead, which was probably about an hour and a half's worth of work to make all this happen. I quite like it. It is the nice. Yeah. I do need to get a drink actually. Sounds good. Thank you very much. I quite like the sort of chilled out vibe. I want to sort of make this drum beat that I've got. So I've got 2 layers of drums. I've got this that's just doing a sort of crunchy lo-fi hip hop kind of thing. And then I've got that that's doing the more sort of like deep, almost sort of trap kind of rhythm, but not quite as jerry. And kind of like part of me wants to take this drum beat and like cut it up and glitch it in some way and just kind of vary the rhythms of it. But the idea was I wanted to have like the very good vibes for 20 past midnight. It's good vibes. It's good vibes. I wanted to have like the drums sort of split so that the sort of like crunchy lo-fi drum was like very mid-range, and the other drum was sort of taking up the bass and the low end, and just sort of filling that gap. I like it a lot. Yeah, I was probably going to leave this here for just now, and then maybe either just work on something or just show you guys something. What would you like? Would you like me to make something new? You want me to work on something that I've had for a long time and not worked on? Want me to show you something cool? Would you fancy? Would you fancy? There's a track that I've worked on with Seb. I don't know if she's still in chat. But I kind of want to show it off, but I don't know if she's all right with it being sort of like put out there. Because it's like her song, Phase. Done some production on it. Just to give it like sort of, you know, electronic sort of vibes and stuff like that. And like, I think it sounds really nice. I'm kind of like, I don't obviously want to show it to anyone without her okay. I'm always like, put you off. I just want people to hear it because I think it sounds really good. Because she's got like an amazing voice, and she's got one of those sort of like really sort of honest kind of voices, and very, very honest sort of like songwriting kind of styles, and her sort of ukulele playing and everything just kind of fits into that whole like very sort of no pretense, no fakery. Do you know what I mean? And I think that always works really well. That sort of style can work really well with like nice sort of just nice big lush pads, and just kind of adding a lot of stuff in. The inspiration that I took for it, and we're going to work on an EP together as well, was an album by John Hopkins. He's a phenomenal electronic musician and producer. And he did an album with King Creosote, which is a very odd combination of people, but it's just incredible. Just such good vibes. Such good vibes. Let's grab a tune. I've shown this as well. So these are the individual tracks that I've completed and finished. These are unfinished tracks which I've sorted into genre. So none of these have been finished. This is just like fucking 15 years worth of work in Ableton. I've actually gone through my main folder of unfinished stuff and created all of these. All of these sort of folders. This is all just unfinished ideas that I've produced, mostly probably while very high, and then sort of come back to it and just been like, I don't know how to finish that off. And this is the main folder of stuff that I've not finished yet. This is going back to 2009 in some cases, 2006, 2005. Some 16-year-old completely unheard pieces of music. 2004. It's 17 years old. Get around to it later on. I started going through them all, and then created a compilation on my Bandcamp called the Private Collection. Because the idea with it was all the tunes that I'd basically written and no one else had ever heard. I just, you know, worked on all these things and never put them out anywhere. So I just kind of like went, right, fuck it, I'm just going to find the good ones and finish them. And as you can see, I didn't get very far. What they're called WIPs, it's full of those, yeah. My mate Altron that I used to run nights with, he did all the sort of visuals and stuff like that, and all the graphic design. He had a folder called Stuff. Then he had a folder called Stuff 2. And it was just like, mate, you need to name these better. Gonna head back to the nauseating track. You're very welcome, Gone. You know, you're very welcome. I need to put that as a 1,000,000 point channel point redemption, just in case we get there. I mean, got to aim high. I once had a stuff. Yeah, Altron, he had stuff. He had a folder called stuff too. He then had a folder called video stuff that didn't just have videos in it. Then he had a folder called music stuff that didn't just have music in it. And you're just like, mate, just gone, but yeah. Catch you there, gone, always beautiful to have you in. Thank you for your wonderful presence, and I apologise unreservedly for forcing you to listen to that utterly fucking horrendous thing that I created, not once but twice. Deeply sorry. I hope it doesn't invade any of your dreams. You guys find so I'll go back into the ideas and I'm finished. So these are mostly things that are almost finished. A nice place to be. Did I finish that? To check my fucking Bandcamp and see if it's one that I actually finished. It should have been moved, but I don't always do things properly. Private collection. So I have to actually fucking search on the page. That's how you spell nice. Okay, so I've not finished that. Let's open this bad boy up. Couldn't find compressors, that's fine. If it's just compressors, that's fine. Oh. I was expecting there to be a bit more than this. I think when I wrote this, I was working with Reason and Ableton at the same time. So that audio input that's got this channel that's got like left one, right one, so it makes that's audio coming in from Reason. What's this doing? Not very much. So I really like the melody. Hey, CD93, thank you for bringing your friends here. Hey, how's it going? Welcome, friends. Hey, Dirty Fisherman, you alright? You what, mate? Welcome. Hey, Thowman, yeah. All the old school CWCRP crew, yes. How's it going? Yeah, normally I'd be doing coding stuff tonight, but my brain just wasn't in there. Good evening, CD93. Good evening, you. Yeah, nice and chill. Yeah, normally I'd be doing like software and sort of game development. But I wasn't in the brain space for it. I wasn't really in the brain space for making doing my normal live set music stuff, so I thought, fuck it, I'll just write some tunes. And this is actually something that I wrote fucking years ago. A very long time. It was like 2009 maybe? I don't know, I can't remember. I was using Reason at the same time as using Ableton, so it must have been very early. So just try to find something to work on. Because I had written the first part of the stream, I did write a tune from scratch. It was sounding really nice. But I just wanted to carry on the vibes. So I just thought, dig through all my unfinished stuff and find something else to occupy my times. For everyone that's joining who's not aware of who I am, my name is Gospel and I make music. I also make games sometimes, and I also play games, and it's a super chill time it is. Getting into some nice chill out vibes. Normally when I do music though, I do like live sets of like techno and electro and stuff like that, and it's all improvised, and I basically get chat to give me a word and I riff off that word and then improvise into something else and it just keeps going. But tonight I just thought let's just actually write something. Let's just find a nice drum loop that won't work over the top of this. Just remember that the original does go into like drum and bass. Yeah, let's get some jungle breaks on it. Yeah, let's get some of that. It's a nice chill time in here. Yeah. Let's just chop this up. And say unfortunately, Chief, that accursed beast work. Looks in my morning, look forward to the finished product. Those sound class. Thank you very much. Yeah, works a 4-letter word. But thank you for being here, Thongman. Your presence is always beautifully appreciated. GTA to Gospel Parade pipeline has been missed. Yeah, it's been a while. I do still miss the RP. Like I'm possibly going to try and get into the Red Dead RP. I think that would be very good fun. Need to get your app in for that. Yeah, same. I don't have any reverb units, so let's create a nice big reverb unit. For this kind of music you really need just big ass reverb. Max for live. One of them. Yeah, I've already got a character. I don't have a storyline or anything like that for the character. I never want to go in RP with like a preconceived idea of what I want to do with it. I'm always just like, if I have a character and I can then react, that's fine. But there's a voice I've had in my reasonably large catalogue of voices for ages. It was based on a wrinkly pretzel. We got it with a packet of pretzels one time. And I remember just like, with Cade, just putting on this ridiculous voice and telling stories as this pretzel. And it was called Benching Your Pretzel, and he talked like this. And I thought for the wild RP it would be alright to bring in this character as like an old prospector who'd been out in the mountains trying to mine for gold but not getting anywhere because he's not too smart in his brain. And then using this to like get my way into the game with everyone. And just having a good time. Having a nice fun time, riding my horsey horse, all about and get my 6 irons. Although I'm not much of a crack shot, but it's good. And basically just doing that, which I thought would be fun. Thank you very much. Because I thought that would be quite a cool thing to do, is to push the boat out with that kind of thing and just see how far I can actually run with that. Let's see if this can be dropped an octave and see how it sounds. That's quite good. Quite like that. Right, I'm going to add in the drum and bass in a sec, but I want to get just some nice chilled loops. But yeah, so I'm going to put in an application for the Wild RP with that. I take the application process quite seriously, and they mention you can send character monologues, support evidence, should definitely do one. That's good advice, thank you. I need to have a look at it. I've not looked into it properly. I just remember watching Riot sort of first get into it. It was like, it looks quite, it looks quite good, it looks quite chill. And it looks like it's a lot of very sort of just character-based RP. At first when I was watching it, I was just kind of like, I don't know, like I didn't want to dive straight into it, because it still felt quite soon after CWC, and I was still a bit kind of like a bit thrown from it. Stretching that quite fucking far, is it? Yeah, I like the fact that they take the application process very seriously. I've seen a few people in the wider community getting knocked back from it, and I'm like, it's it's a shame when you see people getting KB'd or something like that. But at the same time, I'm like, I have a lot of respect for them for taking that process so seriously and ensuring that it's a very specific standard that they set for it. That could be good. That's nice. I mean, not that I'm saying that the standard of the people getting knocked back was lower or anything like that, because there was a lot of people from CWC originally who didn't get in, or haven't get in. It was their sort of first try round. It's like, I think if you're doing an RP server that's going to be very sort of purist RP server, then you definitely need to make sure that you are very tight on that. Ooh, that's nice. Just drop that a couple octaves and all of a sudden it's like, yes. Let's get some... call that resonance off that filter. That's beautiful. Let's stick a big fucking drum bus on this bad boy. Is it driving colour? It is. Like this tune, I'm pretty sure I do have a version of this that's finished, but it was using Reason, and I don't really have Reason anymore, and I probably don't have. I'll have the original file somewhere, but I don't know if there'd be in a format that'd work with an up-to-date version of Reason. So it's like the original version of this. I think I've got the exported file, like the actual rendered audio. I think my production and certainly my mastering at the time would have been not great by comparison. I mean, now it's like fucking 15 years of knowledge and experience later. I'm kind of like, I know how to make things sound a lot better. It sounds so much more dramatic when it's like 3 octaves down from where I had it originally, and it's just nice. Once they take out that chopped up vocal that's coming in that drum, I'm like, I also quite like it. The sample goes Hear the Drummer Get Wicked. I quite like the fact that it never gets there. Let's actually Hear the Drummer Get Wicked. Yes! We put a drum bus on that as well. Out there. I used to write a lot of really complicated melodies, and I kind of just grew out of it. Nice way to end though, I like that. Although it's only 2 minutes. Right, I need to come back to this. Because I'm in a very, yeah, just right over it is fine. It's like I really like. Gives me a drop of thing. I pick up the thing. I really like the vibe of that. But I think once I stopped working on that first tune, I think my brain was like, you're no longer in production mode, you're in fuck about mode. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a bit in fuck about mode. Let's see what else we've got. So I've got that saved. I need to, I punched my microphone. Apologies for your ear holes. A tune called Cathedral City. Guessing that's cheesy. Let me see. Where's something reasonably recent? I'm in falling asleep at my desk mode. I'm gonna have to go to my bed. No worries, Pandora. It's all good. It's all good. Everyone's got to go to their bed at some time. A lot of time, thanks to Johannes. No worries. It's always good to have you. I'm sure we'll get Noob Squad. Hashtag Noob Squad assembled. Sorted soon and get some proper newbie DBs on the go. And have a jolly good time doing it. We'll have a lovely good time. But yeah, always wonderful to have you in here. Thank you very much for your wonderful presence. Newbie DBs. Newbie DB. Yeah, I'll catch you soon, Pandora. Bye-bye. Bye, pal. Bye-bye. Ooh, that's a good noise. Yeah, it's very even. I love having that really sort of dark, melodic, well, not sort of atonal kind of bass line that's just got a big rolling sort of thing, and then this is the melody I put over the top. I mean, I suppose it could work having that sort of level of simplicity over it, but I'm like, probably be better with better sounding sort of synth, I think. Drums sound a bit squeaky. These EQs, I think they're just squashing the fuck out of it. Is there an amp on this as well? Not really sold on the drums. Let's just delete them to fuck. Essentially what this track is just a really nice weird bass instrument. That's it. That's the whole fucking thing. Weird big sweepy bass thing. Yes. That's a nice fucking note. Okay, let's get some drums and shall we? Which drum kit shall we use? You want to pick one? Let's see when. Off-kilter drum loop. Turn these down a bit because it's majorly peaking over here. Good choice, drum. Not James Acaster, did well. Look at that. Fits very nicely with the tone. Alright. these hi-hats down. I want you to be the reverb unit. I love when you do that sometimes. It's like, because this is sending audio into this return channel. So when I delete the reverb unit off that, it's just doubling the audio up. It just makes it sound like twice as loud. That sounds better, tells me. I should probably turn that up. I'm hearing like what I think is footsteps coming into the room. It's not, it's my cat. Just jumping on things. It's cats are just dicks. You can make an entire tune just playing with that filter. Tunes, it's pure sound design more than music. Okay, so we need max for convolution. Let's drop this bad boy on there. Just record like fucking 4 minutes of that synth, but just tweaking, just tweaking. Do you know what I mean? Like an old school acid track, just one loop that you're just kind of playing with. What changes this instrument? No, I don't like it. I quite like the idea of the melody just being something very simple. It's just sitting on top of that. But I think the actual instrument itself is a bit naff. You need something that's really quite clean and shiny for that. Get yourselves a nice wavetable. Some percussive mats. Oops. To be a bit sharper. This one. see. The chat broken. The timing on that is incredible, but as still work a few. Alright, cool. So on my OBS, the stream chat windows kind of stopped working. When I go to the browser, it's working fine. It's fun. It's fun. Thanks, OBS. Just need to, yeah, I need to use the browser as my thing. It means I don't see levels, but I think got the makings of something. Yeah, I think so too. It's like that. The bass has got like a really nice like texture to it. Do you know what I mean? It's got a really nice sort of grayness to it that I think I can exploit. Might do. Don't know if this is a good idea or not, but it's worth a shot. So if I put like a reverb unit on this and then make the reverb really short, I can get like, you can create really nice like metallic sounds off that sort of like crackle on the top. But it's hard to control getting it hitting right. Can max for live. Give me your convolution reverb. Gastro. Robin, welcome in, Miss Wrecking Ball. How you doing? You're Robin. Sorry. What do you want? What do you need? And that for Robin, you okay? Take all of the beats. Take all of the... They're unhinged. Fucking maniacs. Lollies. How you doing? How you doing, pal? Welcome in. Gastro Cry Matty, Miss Wrecking Ball, El Claro. Want all of your best beats? Well, I've got this one. That's what I've been doing for the past 2 minutes. Hey, Boris. How you getting on? Welcome, friends. It's so good to have you here. Oh, that's nice. I'm liking it. Yeah. I'm just going to do some tweaking on this. Let's even get some nice kind of metallic kind of sounds out of it. Maybe not that loud. You have to ransack your house. Come on in, matey. Bring all your karate specialists and go. Always love chilling the vibes. Hope you're well. I'm doing good, Gastro. I'm doing good. Here for Beats Insider. Yes, come to the right place. Yeah, like normally I do sort of software development and game development stuff on a Tuesday night, but my brain just wasn't there. My brain just wasn't in that headspace, so I'm kind of like, wasn't really up for playing any games or anything. I wasn't really up for doing my normal music performance kind of stream, so I thought, let's just fucking write some tunes. I don't often like sit down and actually just write stuff. Because I've got an EP that I'm going to be doing soon with Sebri, it was like, oh, I could just get myself back into this swingy writing tunes. But this is actually, I wrote one that is like maybe about 80% done at the start of the stream, and then I've kind of pulled off that and just started working on just grabbing old things that I've not seen for years. And this was something that was reasonably recent. But when I just pulled it up, because I've got Got so many unfinished tunes. This is a folder of unfinished ideas, but these are the unfinished ideas that I've sorted into genre, and these are the unfinished ideas that I've not sorted into genre as yet. They're the ones that haven't been organised. So I thought I would just fucking build something out and have a swatch. Not opposed to cider beats. Get stuck in, Gastro. Get stuck right the fuck in. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking Tuesday, let's go. It's going to sound weird, but there's in music there's what's called a stab, like an orchestral stab, which is where you get those big like kind of things. And I made a tune using a stab for a melody, so all of the notes in the melody like and I called it crazy stabbage. It's just the fucking worst thing. If you have a PS2, you can back up your PS1 saves. To USB. Oh, I do have a PS2, and a PS1, and a PS3, and a PS4. It's fine. The way it's Christmas, but yeah, I'll need to have a look at that because it'd be good to get them out. Because like some of the old ideas on Music 2000, you could create videos as well. Hey, Katie. Cassidy. So there's a lot of like tunes that have good videos, and some of the videos are just like twisted PlayStation visuals and stuff like that. It's really cool. Show you for everyone that's came in. Yeah, just save over it, it's fine. Are you sure you want to save over this thing that you did 2 years ago on an older version of the software? Yes. Are you really sure you don't want to keep that original code? No, it's fine. It's fine, Ableton, don't worry about it. Don't fucking worry about it. I'll show you what I did at the start of the stream. So he's going to have a wee swatch. Ableton decides to respond. There you go. There you go. Takes a wee while, but it got there. It's trying its hardest. Doing its best. I wanted to do a stream just going through all the old fucking PlayStation tunes that I made. Like right back to me being fucking like 15. Literally the first things I ever actually wrote. Because it's like I can only remember like tiny bits and pieces of them. Do you know what I mean? Like little moments within ideas. But the weird thing was that music and Music 2000 were very powerful. You could sample from CDs and stuff like that on it. It was actually a good workstation. It was just fucking awkward to use because it was a fucking PlayStation controller. Do you know what I mean? OBS has actually reconnected to chat, so that's good. Love to see that. Yeah, it'll be quite good. I just realised sort of redeeming, kind of getting amen. I wasn't watching OBS sort of. Apologies. So how you doing? Welcome. Didn't realise you were in. But yeah, I can drop an amen break for you. But yeah, I wasn't watching OBS at the time because my OBS had disconnected from chat, so I was having to use the browser. So I'm sorry. I didn't see that redemption, and I apologise. Unreservedly. I might just. I don't know if I can refund the button there just to report it, and I'm like, yes, how dare you? How dare you demand an amen break in this? Yeah, I was normally using them for the performance streams, like just drop amen breaks and things. Hate to love you, maybe go somewhere, but just off work and getting ready to do the thing myself. Nice. Big love to you too, Miss Rickmo. Thank you very much. You can refund shit in the mod view if it wasn't accepted. I'll have a look. Castro, thank you. Yeah, it's always a pleasure having you. Ms. Wrecking Ball. I know. Have a good one. Doing your time. I shall catch up with you at some point in the not too distant future. But yes, enjoy. But yes, this is what I made at the top of the stream. This I did from scratch in about an hour and a half. So, what are you writing? Quite like it. I like the way the melody sort of jumps around and has a kind of nice texture to it. And everything else is just kind of nice and just chilled and kind of grooving. Do not like that. But I was actually thinking of calling it a night myself, because as I said, I mean, I am working from home, but I do still have work in the morning. Can't just carry on doing this gibberish all night. Although I have done in the past, just not on stream. Very itchy. Made a lot of cool pieces though. Yeah, thank you very much. It's easy just to go by your limits without no. Honestly, mate. And you got to see unique video, one of a kind, never seen again. Yeah, you won't want to see it again. It's on my Twitter if anyone wants to dig through and find it, but I beg you, for the sake of your own mental health, don't. But yeah, Gastro, like that's why that folder of fucking millions of tunes exists, is because I just fucking, like, I used to just sit and write tunes constantly, and I'd be up like fucking ridiculous times. You know, like the one time I get stuck in a loop of fucking writing a tune, and I was like literally awake for 4 days without any assistance, shall we say. Just 4 days of just being locked into one fucking piece of music. And the thing is, I can't even remember which track it was. I'm pretty sure it was probably shite. Do you know what I mean? But I was just like fucking so fucking just lost in producing that I just didn't stop. But I have a problem when it comes to sort of producing stuff where I'll like spend fucking ages just tweaking just tiny little fiddly bits that aren't actually that noticeable, aren't actually that important, but my brain just gets like locked into it, just like I need to tweak these wee things, and I can, when I'm in that mode, it's like I'm fixated so much on this one tiny part of it that's all I'm listening to. And then you listen, you know, you sort of like switch off and come back to it like a couple of weeks later, and I'm like, I can't even recognise what I was doing with all of that time. It's just lost in the mix. Remember when we were running clubs, we did a retro games night where it was like we had a room in the club where we had just like fucking NESs and SNESs and all kinds of shit, and the flyers that we made for it were to scale, must be pointed out, to scale, a NES controller, but the whole flyer was a sort of fold up thing, so you could actually fold it together and get a proper scale model NES controller with all the club event details on it. And it was my mate Altron that was doing the flyer, and he had 2 copies of the flyer, one like with 2 different shades of grey on them, but he couldn't decide which one looks more accurate to the NES controller. And he'd been like sitting staring at these for like an hour, and it was just like, right, okay, let's leave this and come back to it, kind of thing. So it's like we went away and got some lunch and came back, and he sort of opened up the file again, and there was these 2 copies that were sitting next to each other, and he was like, I can't tell the difference anymore. I can't tell which one's which. There was such a tiny difference between them. He was just like, it looks like the same thing now, just because obviously once he'd removed that fucking fixation from his brain, it was just like, they're almost identical. They're so close to being identical that it doesn't make any difference. And the other thing as well is, like, when you're viewing something on your screen versus what actually gets printed, it's never the same. Sun faded grey or regular grey. Oh, I think I might still have some of the flyers, because they were cool as fuck. They were great. We're actually, like, every single flat that I went into, like, every one of my mates and sort of people that had been at the night, everyone had one. Everyone had one somewhere. Fucking flyer they'd folded up and stuck in their wall. It was a cool wee thing. Anyways. Are there any cunts on? Let's have a swatch. Am I the only cunt here? No. Got alpacas on. Yeah, let's go and raid alpaca. Because Alpaca Whacker is a wonderful, wonderful human. And it'd be nice to send you all there. And to that raid actually happening. Yeah, it's cool. It's I need to get myself to my scratcher because it's past 1 o'clock. And all that stuff. Good night. Karate Matty, thank you for being here. Gastro, if you're still about, thank you very much for the raid, you wonderful human. Also thanks to CD93 for the awesome raid. Thanks for catching me. No worries, Gastro. Good to have you. Good to have you. Always love seeing your name. Thanks again to Gordon Owen, Furan for the subs, and just everyone else for being just wonderful humans. I'll be back on Thursday, playing some Valorant with some of the class cunts, which will be me, Mosin, Riot, G, and Harry again. I think pretty sure everyone's down for it. And then I'll be back on Friday doing my usual live performance techno jams. So I shall see all of you wonderful people later on, and thank you all for being here. You're all class. These are all amazing. Have a good one, friends. Have a good one. Bye.
Oh, I ran to the hook by accident.
It's fucking Guzbo! Is anyone coming for you? Yeah. Oh no, they've been hit by Freddy. Oh lord, they got me. They got me.
Gospel, thank you very much for the raid!
I don't know what my challenge is.
Oh, he's breaking
I think mine's
the habit tonight. Gospel, thank you very much for the raid. I am in dire straits here.
Oh, that's so annoying. It's like, oh yeah, you just...
That's right, I am a sultan of swing. Run the other way. Wow, he missed me and hit you somehow.
Oh, I saw you with the broken neck and I just nearly shit myself. Jesus Christ. I love this focus.
I did Hardy and he hit you instead of me. That was majestic.
Thank you. Thanks. All I want to do is versus Totem is really harsh. This is not hard. It's not.
He's really killing my vibe here. I've paleted him 3 times.
Why the fuck is the thing so far away? Oh, there's a
We never invite you, Freddy. So we never invite you.
Ah, he still sees me. Gospel,
Freddy's the guy
what
that
were you up
just
to
turns
tonight?
Just about my chin.
Okay, now I'll just do this gen instead.
You met my gen and then didn't get it. Just ran away.
No, he's after me.
I'm scared of you.
He doesn't care for you.
Good, you keep him.
I've managed to get away from him.
I want to finish that gen I was on before he chased me.
Oh, I just finished a gen with like 180.
Well, that was some chase. Oh, come on in, Raiders. Hello, Karate Matty. Hello there. I've not seen your name in a wee while. How are you doing? Hello, Guspo, of course. Welcome. Oh, you're a creepy bastard. Not you, Guspo. Freddy.
Freddy.
Just
Yeah,
want to
Freddy.
clarify that.
Denounced myself as a
Just running into the Jenny. I'm like, ugh.
It's the old build.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Talented, my guy.
Right, let's. I tried to. I don't have a touch screen. I tried to bloody thumb my screen there to see it. Hello Gastro, how are you doing? How are you all doing? Welcome in, Raiders. If you've just joined us, I am Alpaca or Jamie. Tonight, as you can see, we're doing Dead by Daylight, and man, was that a successful running there we did. We've not spent much time on a gen, so we're not getting much points there, but that was a good run. Ooh, and we've got ourselves a lovely little medkit here. I see DBD managed to get their server sorted out then. Yes, they did. Up until then, I was playing a game called Prop Night. It's like DBD, but survivors can disguise themselves as props. It's quite a good game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much so.
If he doesn't pick me up, oh, he's picking me up.
Shame, 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 shame on you. Oh, he finally got me. Well, you should be able to wiggle off. Were you not wiggling that time?
Oh, I was wiggling. I'm wiggling the whole time.
Okay, good, good.
In front of me, I'm doing it.
The animation, I didn't notice
I was
it.
just watching him hit you, that's all I was doing.
I didn't see the animation until he started walking away. I thought, what were you doing?
You can all hear me smacking my keyboard.
No, I couldn't hear it.
Sorry,
Oh,
one
there
sec.
you
Hang on. No, come back. Come back. Come back.
I thought that went alright. I'm busy working, lad, these days. Oh, what are you working at? If I may ask, that is. Gastro, a magic bud. Good to see you. It's good to see you too. It's good to see all of you. If you were here before the raid, make sure to head over to Guspo's channel. Check him out. Give him a follow if you don't already. Guspo is making some chilled out musics. Lovely. Love to hear it. Love your chilled out. Love your chilled out music.